Build it.
Build it.
Build it.
Build it.
Build it.
Build it. Hey, Launch NoCo, we're here with an entrepreneur spotlight. I'm sitting here with Kyle from Decibullz, last year's grand champion during FortCon Startup Week in the CSU Blue Ocean Enterprise Challenge, $250K, trying to find out what it did for him. So, welcome.
Thanks.
And 9 months ago, you were cranking along, and you were this startup little business, and then you won 250 grand. Where are you at today?
We've grown a lot in the last 9 months. Obviously, the cash helped, but we were on a pretty steep trajectory before that. So really continued on that, and Blue Ocean was able to turbo boost us. Really just push harder everything that we were doing. We were able to grow faster. We were able to grow smarter with their help. So we've actually seen 4 times growth since in 9 months.
Wow.
So which is just huge.
So you're in a competitive space, but I want to ask you, so outside of the money, right, because you competed, and there was a lot of people that competed, you won, good for you. Outside of the money, what was valuable about just the whole experience with Blue Ocean Challenge?
What Blue Ocean really did for us is it plugged us in to the community. Before Blue Ocean, really, I was just a lone entrepreneur. I was locked myself in my office. I figured, put my head down, work. And I wasn't getting out there and talking to other people doing the same thing that I was doing, experiencing the same challenges, and I couldn't learn from them. So Blue Ocean pulled me into this Northern Colorado startup community. I got to meet guys like you, that were really able to help me connect and plug in, and really just the relationships, not only with just the other competitors, which are great. We have some really good friends and companies that we work with from the Blue Ocean Challenge, but also other companies that have come into my field of vision due to Blue Ocean. So getting plugged into the community, getting those connections, and meeting people that are experiencing the same challenges that I am.
Good. And so what's next for Decibullz? You've got a couple of really cool products that you're talking about launching. Before we get to that, what would you give advice to someone who's competing in this year's challenge? You're last year's champion. What advice would you do?
Passion. Go out there with passion. That's people will pick up on that. That's one thing that I'm a huge believer in my product. I drink my own Kool-Aid. I live in my earphones. And so, and if you don't believe in it, passion's hard to fake.
Yep.
So if you really don't believe in your product that passionately, it's probably not a good fit. But if you are really passionate about get out there and push and just display that passion. Show people how much you care.
They should listen to you in some regard, obviously, because you came out of nowhere last year and you beat some teams that had closed A rounds. You beat some teams that had guys like Steve Case as lead investors. So for what it's worth, pay attention to the fact that he's passionate and he wants you to be about yours. Last question is, what's on the horizon? You got some big things that are going to trump the headphone market. What's on the horizon?
Yeah, earphones were just the beginning, and that's the way we've always felt. Decibullz, our moldable earpiece technology, we don't feel as a product, we feel it's a technology. Mm-hmm. And so taking that technology to other markets and other spaces, the one I'm really excited about that we're going to launch hopefully in the next couple months here is hearing protection, like earplugs. And anyone that needs to use hearing protection and wear them for a long time or just short time that wants a better fitting, better functioning earplug.
So we're talking about anyone who shoots a gun, anyone who drills a tooth as a dentist, anyone who has high frequency or high impact decibel penetration is going to be basically buying a custom molded thing. But what's something that we still as an ecosystem could do to make it easier for a guy like you?
Yeah, we still face all the challenges that a normal startup is facing, hands down. And one of them for a product-oriented business is sales, getting product out and getting out the door. And since we have a lot of software stuff, we have a lot of marketing, but it's really hard to get plugged into the retail environment of Northern Colorado. And that's one thing, and it's kind of specific to our business.
So when you say plugged in, you mean it's hard to find a salesperson, or is it you have salespeople, but it's hard to get a retailer to pay attention? Which one is it?
It's hard to get a retailer. In Northern Colorado, particularly, we want our products because we're local and in local stores.
Right.
And it's for a product-oriented business and for every business, right? It's about getting product out the door. So I'd say both the resources, trying to find, sales, because we got a lot of really cool marketing stuff. We got some great media. There's a lot of resources here, but specifically, product-based marketing and product-based sales.
It's something that I've been evangelizing. We have to get to a point, and you're a perfect example, where we've got oil and gas companies, and I know oil's down right now and people are struggling, but the reality is we've got healthcare companies out the wazoo. It's one of our top employers in this market, and every single one of them has got someone running a drill or someone running somewhere that's going to either need your new earplug product. And so, what it really comes down to is we've got to create a fluid way where you, as a startup growing company with real product, real revenue, and stability, that a bigger buyer can find a way to buy your stuff and feature it. And that's hopefully what Launch NoCo is doing is, we've got to connect that for you. I mean, it's ridiculous that you're selling stuff. You've got a storefront in Times Square carrying your stuff.
Yeah.
And you're having trouble getting it
and
in Fort Collins.
You can't buy them in Fort Collins off the shelf. And that's exactly it.
That's a problem we all have to solve, but that's good. So the last thing we'll wrap up with is, one of the cool things you told me is a lot of your retailers that you signed recently are going to start doing, and you're training them to do in-store moldings, which is going to take not only an experience level to the marketing side, but also take one of the hiccups potentially away from customizing this fit. Is that something that you're really excited about?
Yeah, I'm super excited for in-store molding. We've partnered with some running specialty stores that will basically, just like they're molding footbeds, it's the same thing, where they come in and they say, well, what are you looking for in a headphone? Well, we can mold one up right here in store. And it just removes one of those barrier of entries. Not everyone is a do-it-yourselfer, even though they're really easy and anyone can do it. For some small percentage of people, they want someone else to do it for them. And the fact that our system is so easy that we can have these sales guys on these assisted selling floors mold them up for people is awesome. And we can do this thing called a lifetime fit guarantee. So if they don't feel right after your first run, you go back into the running store and get remolded up. And people are coming into the store for this service. So the running stores love it because, like I said, people are getting in the door for Decibullz. So running stores really like carrying
I'll tell you, we're at the top of our time to keep these succinct, but I can feel your passion right now. I'm already excited. It's like 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and you've got me fired up. So keep up the good work. Guys, you can build great companies here. Here's a great example of one, and when he's a billionaire, I'll be probably wearing his headphones. So it's great to have you.
Great, yeah. Thanks for having me.